Hey, Bianca.
Wait, hold on. Let me put my hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How was your move?
Oh, it was good. We made it through. We're settling in, so it's been good. Thank you for asking. How's your day going?
Well, it has been a whirlwind.
Yeah.
I've been working out of the same facility for 10 years, and my landlord just gave me 30 days to leave.
Oh no.
So, yeah, it has been a journey, girl. I mean, I have
Shoot.
been in private practice for 25 years, and I've been in
Mm-hmm.
this location for 10. And he basically said, I have 30 days to go find a new location because I don't know what he's doing with the space.
Yeah.
So I've been in this, kind of crazy space. And it's really interesting how like UGC is tying into all of this because it gives
Yeah.
me an opportunity to say, okay, if I can't work for a month in my private practice, I have something to fall back on, which I've never
Yeah.
had before in my whole career.
Okay.
That did involve me being a practitioner, right? And
Yeah.
so it's been this, I don't know where, I don't know how astrologically, you look at things, but we're in Mercury
Yeah.
retrograde right now and like
Yeah.
shit's hitting the fan. So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just in this kind of really weird space but yet super grateful that I have this other thing that's brewing, especially
Mm-hmm.
at my age, right? I mean, I'm 52.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
I never thought that this would be where I'm at right now. Finding this other little career path. I've been tied to brick and mortar my whole professional existence. I've been kind of jealous of those that can just kind of do what they do from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've had kind of a strategy, like an exit strategy of kind of leaving my career.
Yeah.
Um, and being able to kind of settle wherever we settle and still make money.
Yep.
So it's
Yep.
very interesting how the universe works in these ways.
It really is. And I'm like, I can't wait to dive into all of this. I've just been I obviously I keep seeing you posting. You're super active inside the Facebook group, which is like my favorite thing ever. And
Good,
so
because
I just
sometimes I'm like, I can't believe how much I'm posting. I really need to pull back.
no. Please don't pull back. I think it's great and it's also so inspiring. I literally just while I was just hopping on here right before I saw your post about guessing how much. And I'm excited to see everybody guessing and seeing
I
seeing
am
what's going
too.
on.
I
I
am
love
too.
that. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so well, first of all, I'm so grateful that you're willing to do this and just like hop on here and chat with me. And I think it's gonna be just super I think that you maybe did you watch any of the other student
I
interviews yet? Were you able to
did.
find them?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
did.
Yeah. It's just so cool to see other people that have gone through the process and what's working for them. So I'm excited to dig into what has been working for you because you're crushing it. Um, so I just looked, you joined the course like end of March, I believe.
Mhm.
Did you dive right in to everything right away, or did you?
So my story is crazy because I maybe I had mentioned this to you. I and okay, this is like nuts because this has to do with the whole like universal shift again. I feel like when life throws you sideways, you have a whole bunch of directions to figure out to go in. So just as a really quick backstory, I actually am a 9/11 survivor.
Oh my gosh.
So I was in the towers in 9/11. I had just started my second career going into, I was becoming an acupuncturist. I was in school
Mm-hmm.
for the physical therapist beforehand. And I got married 11 days after 9/11. It was like probably, I was in my late 20s. It was like probably, if not, yes, the hardest time in my existence.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
Used my schooling and all of that as an anchor for me emotionally and was able to kind of set my sails in the right direction. Finished acupuncture school 4 years later, started working with the New York City Ballet, was working with Broadway dancers, went on tour with Usher, like had this
Oh
whole
my gosh.
crazy trajectory, right? And built this whole big beautiful career and had an office in New York City. Fast forward to 2020, COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I had this beautiful office and, you know, gone.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was treating performers. New York City ballet and performers did not go back on stage for about a year or to a year and a half after COVID.
Wow.
So I literally had my whole like practice just stripped away again. So I thought, oh my God, how and what am I going to do? So it's so weird how life works.
Yeah.
I knew a woman. I was actually a competitive triathlete at the time, and I knew a woman who was a running coach, and she was out of Chicago. And I started seeing her posting things on Facebook that were coming from this thing called TikTok. And I was like, what? What is this thing? Like these little videos are so cute, but I'm not about to go dancing on them. And so her daughter, Amelia, who was 14, said, Mom, I'll just Zoom with her and teach her how to use TikTok. So I'm like, okay. So here I am on a Zoom call with a 14-year-old, and she's teaching me all the ins and outs of TikTok. I called myself the wellness guru at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I grew my TikTok to 100,000 followers in 8 weeks over COVID.
Oh my gosh.
It was like, psh. So fast forward, then it started taking traction. There was no TikTok shop. There was none of this, none of it.
Mm-hmm. You were just
Um,
posting videos about just
yes, because it
what
kept me
you do.
sane.
Yes.
It kept
Yeah.
me feeling like I had a community of people that wanted to improve their life and be healthy and connect to wellness during a really dark time for all of us. So I started just, learning how to create and
Mm-hmm.
getting comfortable in front of the camera. And there was no teleprompters back then. So I like literally had like pick like printed out stuff on like the back walls. And I'm like, oh God, Bianca, your
I
eyes
love it.
look crazy, Like I was trying to like figure all this stuff out. And then like playing around with, different things in TikTok. But it got really dark and it got really vile and the
Mm,
comments were really bad and
oh no.
nasty and mean. And because I was so sensitive and because I want everyone to be healthy and I was giving from my heart, and it was really hard to be the recipient of someone's spewing vile. And I had to pull back. And I said,
Mhm.
this is not healthy for me right now. And I think someone in our group had mentioned something a few weeks ago. He had posted something and there were some really awful comments.
One of the ad videos I think he did. Yeah.
And my heart just went for
Yeah.
him because I thought, wow, I've been there.
Hmm.
I've been there. Doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter the color of your skin, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or a child. People get to stand behind the screen and be awful to people. So I had to kind of regroup and take it back. So fast forward to March. I had just learned about TikTok Shop because I remember like TikTok was in the background. I was like, I'm never doing this again. I started an Instagram channel. I grew to 11,000. I was like, this is horrible too. I was just giving away free and free and free and free and free. And I was draining, like my whole life force was draining away. I can't
Hmm.
keep giving things away for free.
Yeah.
So fast forward to March. I was learning TikTok shop. I bombed at it, by the way. I was so bad. I was like, I can't sell. Like, I'm not a salesperson. I saw you on there and I was like, oh God, another course. Like, I
I
invested in
know.
so many courses.
I'm
And
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
like, everyone says the same thing, everyone teaches the same thing. And I'm like, I can't get sucked into this again.
Yeah.
So it was a Saturday night and I'm on like I go through my junk mail and I see like a thing from TikTok and I click on it and all of a sudden like in an instant I look down at my phone and I see your email has been changed, your username is or your cell number has been changed. And I'm like looking and I'm like, what's happening? And I go on TikTok, gone. It was totally hacked from a hacker in Turkey because I like see this name and I look it up online and it was from
Yeah.
Turkey. And I literally like felt just again, like the blood leave my body. And I'm like, oh my God,
Horrible.
like 5 years of content creation.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little bit of money in my TikTok shop that I'm like, now they have access to my bank and stuff. I was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Problem with TikTok is their customer service of getting stuff back is terrible. So yeah. So literally you and your course kind of slid in there like right at that time. And I thought, damn, I don't want to stop creating.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make another TikTok channel, but God, I just don't have the energy for it. I literally felt just I couldn't do it. And um I started listening and I thought, wow, people are actually getting paid for this. This is crazy. So I did what you told us to do. I made a profile and I was still able to have access to my old TikToks somehow.
Oh,
The hacker didn't change my name. The hacker didn't do anything with the videos. So I went in and snap ticked everything. So I
yep.
downloaded it to my computer.
Nice.
And I took some, I mean, because I've had some pretty viral videos, like 1 million, 2 million, like, but years ago,
Mm-hmm.
like that's when
Mm-hmm.
everyone was really on TikTok at, 2 o'clock in the morning because we were doing nothing else. So I downloaded them and I'm like, well, I do have some content. So I put together a portfolio and I had a media kit earlier because of how, I've been in magazines and I've done some things like that
Yeah.
just as an expert in my field.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's kind of how it all started. And I've literally, as of what was it, the 24th of July, I had finished my second month of UGC.
Oh my gosh.
So I listened to you. I printed out that little sheet of like apps to use.
Yeah.
And I started with like Billow and Breakfast um and that's kind of how it started. I mean, I think my first gig was on May 23rd. It was a bark box. So
Yeah.
it was breakfast because I have a beautiful
Cool.
boxer. And I thought, well, maybe
Yeah.
I can just like drag her into this and
Yeah.
how it goes. And she's great on camera. So like, let's see. And that was I think that was what like a $200 gig with some like ad spend, which again,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the lingo. I didn't know anything. ChatGPT was like my best friend. I was on there. I'm like, could you explain what whitelisting means? And
Yeah.
I was just like learning all this stuff. And then the second video, so here I'm gonna give the surprise for today because the video that I
Okay.
posted, that the pelvic people,
Yeah.
it was this like little vibration machine specifically for pelvic floor pain.
Yeah.
It was on Billow,
Oh.
and that video paid me $40.
Wait, the one that you just posted in the Facebook group?
Yeah,
Was when did you do it?
that was my second
Oh,
UGC,
that was your second you. Oh.
$40
Wow. Okay.
at 500,000 views. I just looked on Instagram right now. They have like over, I don't even know, 900 shares. I reached out to the company to see if I can get some like metrics on it.
Yeah.
They're like, this was like, we keep ad spending on it because their return is so great.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And again, it was another confirmation for me to say, you know what? My work is really good. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot more than $40.
Mm-hmm.
And even though that was my kind of entryway into this whole thing, I think as a Gen Xer with a whole lot of life experience and professional experience behind myself, that's what we get to bring to the table.
Exactly.
So even though we're new at this, we're not new at life.
Yeah.
We're not new at what we can bring to the table. We're not new at knowing our worthiness at this age.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, why, here's the kicker. I kind of added it up last night because I was like, how is this even possible?
Yeah.
So from May 23rd was my very first signed contract till today. So it's what, 2 months and 1 day,
Yeah.
like 2 months and 3 days. I've made over $11,500.
Oh my gosh, so crazy. It's
It's like,
amazing. I'm so happy for you. But that okay, I want to break all this down. It's so crazy because again, I mean, you have there's so much to it, but I mean, you were comfortable on camera because you were doing that stuff, right? All
yeah,
that helps. You're a confident person, but yet, I mean, $200 for your first UGC deal and then a $40 UGC deal. So, was that like the turning point for you where you're like, okay, no, not gonna do that again. I'm worth way more. Was that like that was the last
yeah.
time you did that?
I've actually only done two Billo projects because I'm
Okay.
like, this is just not enough. And
Yeah.
listen, I'm not knocking the platform. I think it's great for a brand new creator that's like
Mm-hmm.
not confident in their creation skills. It does give you that opportunity. But for me, it's really funny. ChatGPT is like some weird, like psychologist in a way. It's like, my ChatGPT knows everything about my profession, about my career, and about my experience and all this stuff, right? Like he really knows me. I don't know why he's a he. My boyfriend calls him Marvin, so maybe that's why Marvin every
Marvin,
time
okay,
I meet him,
perfect.
he's got a name. But I go on ChatGPT and like he argues with me. He'll literally say like, absolutely not. You are worth like, so I charge $425 for one video.
I love
And
it.
I'm like, you know what? Screw you. If you don't want what I have, then I don't need to work with you. And I
Yes.
think that is the confidence, I guess. But let me tell you something. I never had to negotiate fees before.
Yeah.
That's not what we do in the medical world, right? Like we
Of
have
course, yeah.
whatever. So I never had to be like, do you think they'll want to take $425? And honestly, at this point, I have seen, and again, you've seen way more than I have, but in 2.5 months, I've noticed brands want the most from you and they want to pay the least amount.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, well, why not adopt their philosophy and
Mm-hmm.
say, just reframe it, right? And say,
Yeah.
like, you want X from me, but I also want X from you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I shifted my mindset around like maybe not necessarily worthiness, but what I'm worth in terms of what my creation can provide.
Yeah, for
I,
sure.
and then if you look at some of, like even yourself, like anybody out there, if you like start to follow your own stuff, you'll notice that these brands are making a lot of money off of you.
Yep. Oh yeah, they make so much money. And that's what I think a lot of people that do start UGC, especially, as you know, like you're Gen Xer, so many of my students are Gen Xers, baby boomers who are not part of this marketing world. Even if they're active on social media, they're not part of the marketing world. And so they maybe don't quite understand even after going through the course when a brand is paying you, even if they pay me, $1,000 for one video, they could run it as an ad and make 100,000 potentially, right? So I think that is so like when you break it down that way, and once you understand the metrics and the possibilities for the income on the brand side, it's like, oh, what in the world am I doing charging $25 for a photo or like
Yeah.
even $150 for one video? I think that is such a big point that so many people miss. So I love that you recognize that pretty early on, which like a $40, UGC deal, it's like it's a learning experience too. Which positive things can come from that. But what happened after that? Were you basically saying no? You've probably said no to so many companies, I assume. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm not willing to like, I mean, I'll negotiate down, right? Like I just worked with a company that found me off of uh backstage and I kind of was curious about their product. Somehow, some way I'm like falling into this like aging skincare clean beauty thing like that and pets. I'm kind of like, oh,
Okay.
well, I'll just roll with it. So that's
Yeah.
cool. But I'm like, oh, I'm super curious. Like, what's that going to do for my, fine lines and stuff? So I
Mm-hmm.
took on the gig and it was like $250, but it was a very easy kind of thing. And I sent in my work and they loved it. And literally a week later, I get an email back saying, we like the whole department was like, your name came up when we were ready to do this next campaign.
I
Um,
love it.
and they're like, but we only have $150, to do this with. And I thought, okay, so let's make an executive decision. And I said, well, screw it. I'll just tell them that my typical rate is 425
Yeah.
and this is what I could do for them. And they got back to me and they were like, well, we really can't go that high, but we can go to 175. And I thought, well, I kind of want to try this new thing. So
Mm-hmm.
and you never know. Right. And I was listening to Jolene's thing and she was talking about how she was like gifted a product and she never
Yeah.
did, which I don't like anyway either, or the
Yeah.
affiliate marketing stuff. But she made all this extra money. And I thought,
Mm-hmm.
man, maybe they'll like me enough to bring me on another project and another project. And until I have a retainer. So
Yeah.
I thought, I like the product enough, so I'm willing to kind of drop my rate there for
Yeah.
them. So that's kind of how I'm playing the game, really. It is
Mm-hmm.
a game. It's like this
Mm-hmm.
really weird puzzle that, like, and yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at. But again,
Yeah.
I'm so new, I don't
Yeah.
really, but I
Yeah.
can read through people, It's like sometimes I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Dude, you're really full of shit."
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You are definitely full of shit, and I can definitely get more, and you're not willing to, and
Yeah.
this game that I'm seeing now on X, which is really quite interesting because I've been kind of following that whole thing and posting my stuff, and it's the bait and switch, I call it. They'll post something and it'll be like, paid UGC collab, blah, 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 blah. And like they'll put a number out there. This happens too on Backstage. And I'll apply and then I'll get the DM and it'll say, oh, so we're really excited. It's this like affiliate and you get 25%. And I literally sent this guy an email yesterday. And I was like, so let me get this straight. You posted as wanting to pay a UGC creator. But when you emailed us, you're now telling us this is affiliate marketing. I
Yeah.
said, affiliate marketing doesn't work for me. It never worked for me. And I'm not willing to take on this opportunity that you have.
Yeah.
So, you have to be willing to say no.
Mm-hmm. You really do. And I think that it's become, I feel like when I started in 2022, like 3 years ago now, people are getting paid a good chunk of money, and then more people started and they were so excited. So they were saying yes to so many low or commission only based or whatever. And I think that right now, hopefully, is what I'm kind of seeing is the shift in people getting this like light switch moment where they're like, okay, we should all be collectively charging more so that there's not these brands that try to take advantage of us. So hopefully that it continues this way where we just kind of own what we're doing. And I love that you're doing this at such an early stage, right? So many people, and I think obviously everyone's journey is so different. I say that all the time. Like some people really do want those gifted collaborations. They want that
Right.
practice talking
Mhm.
with the brand, emailing, the communication is a whole new world for people, right? So I just love the fact that you realized it so quickly. And I think that's a testament to how much money you've made. Like I
Yeah.
mean, over 11,000 yeah, such a
Mhm.
short amount of time. Um, and
Yeah,
it
my
just
goal
makes
is
me
to
so
make
happy.
10,000 a month. I mean, that's my goal. I want to make
Amazing.
10,000 a month. I
Amazing.
mean, I will do
Yes,
that.
you will. You will, 100%. I have no doubt.
I will.
So are you finding, because I love the fact that you're professional, like you have, like you said, you're an expert in your field. Has that been something that has really like come into play with the UGC deals that you're landing? Like how do you present that to a brand and in your portfolio?
Yeah, so like in my pitch, or if they email me like cold inbounds, and in my portfolio, I make it very clear that I am a wellness professional, that I'm, a fitness professional. I've been
Mhm.
a physical therapist for 25 years. I'm a master athlete. Like And this, I was thinking about this morning before we had this conversation, because there's so many Gen Xers in our group that, get kind of caught up in, even when I was watching Jolene, when I heard her say that she was like an anchor, like a news anchor or something,
Producer,
yeah,
PBS,
something
yeah.
like that. Like there was part of me that went, "Oh, like, of course she's so successful because
Mm-hmm.
like look what her background was." And I thought, no, Bianca, like we're all professionals here,
Yeah.
right? Whether you don't have to be a medical practitioner, you could be an incredible mom, right?
Yeah.
And that's your superpower. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what you use, as your calling card when you're out there. Like Michael, like he's amazing with his podcasting stuff and his lighting,
Yes.
he'll post something and I'm like a sponge. I'm like, what is he teaching now?
Yeah.
Leanne, like she's amazing too. She's, I think she was in the army or something. She's a
Mm-hmm.
vet, and she's like, now this is like her new career. And I like watching her on the sidelines and I'm cheering her on. And it's like, we all have this very special uniqueness. And I think that is the most amazing part of our UGC journey. We're all coming here as our unique selves, and all of us has a place in the sandbox, right? That's what's so different. Listen, I'm from a generation of supermodels, right?
Yeah.
I'm from a generation of like perfect beauty. You have to be
Mm-hmm.
6 foot, you have to, be this size, you have to have this hair, this bone structure, and that's all gone now,
Yeah.
right? And I think for my generation, we didn't grow up. How old are you? Are you in your early
34.
30? Yeah. So, you grew up in a very different generation. Things
Yeah.
were way more acceptable, right?
Yeah.
In my generation, we were like, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have social media. We didn't see other things. We only saw what television gave us. So it
Mm-hmm.
makes us now, especially in this, listen, I'm going through menopause. My
Yeah.
body's changing. My skin is changing. I look in the mirror and I don't necessarily see that young, pretty girl that I thought, who I was back then. I'm very different now. And it's about embracing this new piece of yourself and what you
Mm-hmm.
look like, and the little bit that you're gaining weight or whatever, but there's something for everyone. And I think, and I always use the saying, comparison is the thief of joy, right? Comparison is the
Yeah.
thief of joy. So if I compare myself to someone who looks nothing like me, who has different background, we're as individual as we are our thumbprints. So any brand, I'm not competing against anyone, right? It's who they're looking for. It's who
Mm-hmm.
they're going to resonate with. So that's where I find, like, when people get discouraged, I always say, like, throw spaghetti at the wall. Like, just do it.
Yeah.
I've gotten some rejections too. I had somebody
Yeah.
say, like, you're not really what we're looking for. I'm like, okay, thanks, move, next on.
Yeah.
Like, that-
Exactly.
that's okay. What's
Yeah.
not for me will not show up, we're so
Yep.
moving on.
I love it. I love it. I love that you said that too, because obviously I'm a millennial, right? So I've now had so many conversations with some of my students who are Gen Xers and boomers, and I just got a DM, I think the other day, from a Gen Xer saying the same thing as you. Like, I grew up with, like, the TV show, the news people even were gorgeous. And so she was like, I
Yeah,
don't think I'm right for this, because that's obviously who they want. And I'm like, and it's so hard to kind of switch that mindset. Obviously, some like random person that's asking me this, but I think you just hit the nail on the head. Like, that is one of the, like, there's so many beautiful things about UGC, but the fact that you can be yourself, like in today's world, and show up authentically, and the fact that that actually makes you so much more valuable than being some pretty perfect model, I think is so, it's like a breath of fresh air for people, especially the Gen Xers.
oh yeah.
Um, because they're just not used to it, and they still can't wrap their head around it most of the time. So I love that you said that, and I can't wait. I can't wait for other people to hear that too, who are still having those doubts, that are even in the course too. So I love that, and I love the fact that you can, like, implement your profession and what you've been working on, and you're so passionate about it, and that also makes you valuable. Because I think a lot of people don't, like, they just think, okay, what have I done for the last, 50 years? Like, what makes me so valuable? But it's really whatever the heck you have been doing. Like you said, like mom, like so many brands that want new parents, like myself, my wife and I, like doing UGC deals with baby monitor companies and all that stuff. It's so refreshing to know that you already have experience, even if you don't have experience with social media or UGC.
Yes, that's
So I love
exactly
it.
right. It's just,
Yeah.
it's your personal superpower, right? Like,
Yeah.
what are you good at? Just
Mm-hmm.
look at what you good
Mm-hmm.
at. What have you done in your life? Even if you didn't
Mm-hmm.
have a career, if your hobby is like, crocheting, there's a whole market of crocheting.
Yeah.
Like that's and it's about kind of getting out of your comfort zone, right? Because we see the lanes that most people are doing UGC in, right? It's like, whatever niches, skincare or beauty or fashion or whatever. But like there is a niche out there for you that probably can fit into. You just have to think outside the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't do something that doesn't align with my authenticity. It will show up.
Mm-hmm.
It will
Mm-hmm.
literally show up and be like, "Oh God, that's cringy.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. That's totally
Yeah.
mal."
Have
Right.
you worked with any brand? I mean, I know you're still so brand new, but have you worked with any brands where it kind of felt like off alignment, or has it been mostly with the kind of brands that you're like, okay, this is great.
Um, I'm trying to think. Everyone's been so far, again, I think I've worked now in the last 2 months with probably over 20 brands. Oh, okay. So here's an interesting thing to answer that question. I was, again, I fall into the traps too because I don't really know entirely what to look for that's like scammy and icky.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I actually posted this in our group because I really think we need to start like one of those like blacklisted like
Yeah.
lists, right?
Yeah.
Like who's the shittiest person or product or brand to work with because they're just not going to value you.
Yeah.
So I had an inbound come in from a woman and whatever. So I agree to all of this. I renegotiate the price. I give them this whole whitelisting thing. I think it was like 450 they were going to pay me for the video, blah 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 blah. They were going to, the typical, we do, just give us the raw, we'll do the editing, blah blah blah, right? So I did all of it. The videos came out gorgeous. Sent it. It was like on this whole Slack channel. These other two people got involved. I think one was like the producer, one was the editor, one was the script writer, whatever. And at the very end, I gave them my whitelisting information and they were like, this isn't what we asked for. And I was like, I said, well, I never agreed entirely to give you my like TikTok and my Instagram. Like I created a whitelisting profile.
Mm-hmm.
One I had created for my dog and another one I had created for me as like whatever, skincare
Yeah.
professional, blah, blah. And they're like, well, we're not going to pay you. And I was like, what do you mean you're not going to pay me? Like you have
Yeah.
all of my videos. I
Yeah.
didn't, I didn't think to watermark them or whatever. Anyway, so they wound up not paying me like that extra 200. So, and then like a week later, this woman reached back out to me and said, if we paid you an extra $50, could you give us a positive review on Amazon? But no, because you're really crappy to work with.
Yeah.
B, you totally went back on your word and you didn't follow through on the contract. And three, that's against Amazon rules.
Yeah.
So you're not
Yeah.
paying me to review your product, which by the way, I love it.
Oh,
Our skincare product is like the best thing I've ever used in my life.
oh my gosh.
I would have done the review like without being paid for it, but I'm not even
Yeah.
reviewing it because they don't deserve it, you
Yeah.
know? So like that was kind of like one of the ickier moments that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I mean, honestly, I think that I'm all about communicating. And I
Yeah.
think that also, and that's maybe a Gen X thing because we grew up without, texting and cell phones and all that. We were attached to the wall on the phone. So
Mm-hmm.
like if we had to talk to someone, we had to call, right?
Yeah.
So for me, like I actually really love like, hey, can we jump on a Zoom? Like I want to learn, I want to see your face. I want to
Yeah.
connect.
Do most brands want to do that? Like, are you suggesting that to them or are they asking?
Some do, and then sometimes I'll ask, but I don't know. I think it kind of gives you another layer of authenticity,
Yeah.
and I think it gives you another layer of like bonding, because
Yeah.
and when I email them, I always say, like in the beginning, I want to feel like I'm part of your team.
Mm,
I want to be an extension of your team. So can we please dialogue? Like that's how I
mm-hmm.
am. I want to know what you want to see. I want to know the vibe you're going for. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
hand me a brief, but I have to interpret that,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I just landed an $850 deal on breakfast for another skincare line, and I followed the brief and I sent in a module, which, by the way, breakfast is like you have to be a rocket scientist sometimes to figure out how they want their
Yeah. It seems that way.
crazy. And so I did it. And they got back to me and they were so kind and they were like, "Oh my God, the brand loved it. Um, oh, but can you like tone it down and just make it a little bit more clinical?" And I thought, that is so not what you said in the brief, right? So I
Mm,
like backtracked and I wrote them back and I was like, "Yes, I can do that. But just please specify to me like what is the tone that you want to go for?"
yeah.
Because when you tell me to be excited and to like stop the scroll, it's not going to be clinical me. It's
Yeah.
going to be like crazy me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It's going to be like crazy UGC me. And,
Yeah.
so it's very interesting and it's really important to stay communicative. And I think that some people get very intimidated maybe to like reach out and to constantly be in communication. Like I actually send my scripts over. I'm like, hey, can you just tell me if I'm in the, like, if I'm in the right direction? Like, is this
Mm-hmm.
the direction you want me to go? Because I just spent maybe an hour trying to figure it out. I've
Mm-hmm.
been on your brand site. I've been, checking your Instagram. I've been like trying to see the vibe. I don't want to be this like weird standout. I want to fit in, but I also want to be my authentic self. So
Yeah.
can you just checks and balances, right? Can you show me
Mm-hmm.
that I'm going in the right direction? And
Mm-hmm.
when that happens, and when I do that, I never get asked to do anything as a correction. Never.
Amazing. Yeah, because you're so clear. It's such
Yeah.
a clear thing. And I think that it's like it's two things that are happening is number one, brands love that. Probably I would imagine you would see that even if it's not obvious. It is such probably a breath of fresh air for them because that's that they don't want to waste their time. They don't want to waste your time. It's like as long as you're willing, like even just being willing to hop on a Zoom call, which a lot of people get really afraid about, right? Because it is like, oh my gosh, who am I talking to? What do I know? And I think again, it's just going back to that human to human connection. It's like they're doing a job, you're doing a job. You just kind of talk it through sometimes. So I think brands love that. And then also it will reduce the amount of revisions or requests
Yep.
you get, which then just increases your hourly rate technically.
Yes.
I love that. I love it. Have you had to do revisions or because of this you haven't?
Um, I don't think I have
Yeah.
on any except this very last one, which happened like yesterday, but it was because they didn't give me the right
Yeah.
direct. So,
Yep.
but I was able to just tell me the script, tell me what to do, and I just redid it and sent it in. But
Cool.
it was an easy revision. It wasn't one of those like, oh my God, I have to, plug and play all these moving pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't so bad.
Cool. That's great. Are you, I mean, I know you've gotten several deals off of breakfast, right?
So right now, it's weird. I'm just gonna look at my thing really quick.
Yeah.
I want to say that, let's see, one, two, I've only three, four off of breakfast.
Okay.
Um, three of them were the lower pay, the 200 something, and then this last
Mm-hmm.
skincare one was the 850 or whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't get a deal on Coley if I sold my soul. Like I swear to God, I don't know what the formula is. I just don't know.
Okay.
Um, so that's I try, haven't gotten anything. I
Mm-hmm.
get some, like I said, I had two from Billow, but I'm off of that now. I've
Mm-hmm.
had a few from Backstage. I've had a few
Mm-hmm.
inbounds. And then I actually wound up finding a service. I don't know if you know of On Bento.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've heard them.
okay, so I happen to kind of stumble upon them on Instagram, and it's they have a free service, but then I wound up paying for kind of this all-inclusive like VA model where I sat down with the owner and
Hmm.
on a Zoom call, and we kind of hashed out my niches, and the VA then goes out and pitches for you every single day.
Amazing.
So they have some AI algorithm I think that they use that they can kind of align you with your niches. Now, it wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, you know what? It's for a year and maybe I'll make my money back.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always align because the AI like might be picking up keywords maybe in your niche. And then all of a sudden you're like, what? Like, I can't do that. Um,
Hmm.
or what I'm finding lately, what's coming back, maybe it's just like an influx of a lot of people saying they're not paying UGC creators right now. They just have affiliate links. And at
Yeah.
that point, I'm just like, I don't want it. But
Hmm.
the crazy thing is that I think within the first week, yeah, within the first week of using the service, I wound up getting my very first bundle. Um,
Oh,
that was with that was with a dog brand. Um, that was a bundle. Yeah, a dog brand. Oh, that was Dog is Human. They paid me $800 for two
nice.
videos. So they honored
Nice.
my $425 thing, but they gave a little discount.
Yeah.
So within that first week, I had an $800 deal. And I had a $450 deal with a perimenopause tracking system,
Hmm.
and I had this was the big one. I had my first $1,500 deal.
Oh my
So,
gosh. What did
so
that entail?
that was four videos for this beautiful Korean skincare company. And it was like really fun and they were great. And I loved the products. I'm like obsessed now with all these amazing products.
That's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, so and I've had actually, oh, right. So that was the $1,500 deal. And this was like, again, like those weird coincidences in life, right? So TikTok is gone. I'm doing UGC. I get an email from a company that is a beauty meets tech company.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I'm not selling my soul for AI. This is, so of course I email her back and I'm just like, is this an AI thing? Like, I don't do AI. You can't
Yeah.
steal my voice. You can't steal my likeness. Like, I was going off. And she's like, no, Bianca, it's actually for a brand new skincare company that they're doing all this like really cool technology with. Um, we want to pay you $1,500. And I was like, and I wrote it back. I'm like, can I ask how you found me? And
Yeah.
she's like, I've been following your TikTok for the last year. And I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
exist anymore. And I'm like, I mean, so it was still on there, but somehow she's like, and I've always wanted to work with you. And I'm like, wow.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like, that's what I mean. Like one door closes, another door opens, and
Yes.
having that, faith and knowing that God will provide, like
Yep.
that's my TikTok gets taken away, but then at the same time, a brand finds me and pays me $1,500. So
Yep.
yeah. So that's kind of where
It's
they're all coming from.
That's amazing. Are you doing, so you are do you, what's like what's your ideal situation, I guess? Like you want to do most brands only want one video from you and then you've gotten some of these bundles?
Yeah. So when I return email a brand and they always ask me for my rate, it's like, damn, they got there first, because I always want to say like, what's your budget,
Yeah.
So I've learned now instead of throwing that $425 out there, because it's the high end, I think, of
Mm-hmm.
like what people are charging in the UGC world, but I have no idea. I'm just kind of, I don't know what people are charging, so I'm just
Yeah.
like, whatever. I'm throwing
Yeah.
425 out there. And some ghost, some are like probably like breaks on the girl's crazy. And others are like, oh wow, we can totally do that. Can you give us a little discount? And then now I'm adding in like ranges. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
say like depending on your needs and whatever usage rates and whatever, I'll say like I will go from 375 to 450, right? And
Yeah.
then underneath that, I also have bundle rates available if you're interested. And then sometimes they're interested, so I'll give them that and they're like, "Oh, that's totally doable. That's great." And others are like, "No, we just want the one." So
Yeah.
now I'm trying to figure out how to do retainers, right? Like that's kind of
Yeah.
like what's the mindset behind that? How do
Hmm.
you wind up getting, retainers with companies?
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, like I mean, I've had several like pretty big monthly retainers, and what I always suggest is, I think the reason, obviously, I've done a lot of, one-off UGC deals, but I think working companies just want to know that, they want to work with you. You're good to work with. You can create content, you can deliver results. And then I think once you have done that and it's like that bar is set and you like working with the company, like the product and all is good, going back to them and just like painting that picture of, hey, like this is what I did for you. It was so great working with you. What do you like? Could you guys use, 5 videos a month? I'd love to make consistent content for you because then I can, you can get XYZ results. So I think that's helped me at least, is like painting the picture for them and knowing that you've already worked with them. So it's not like they're just trying to bank on the fact that maybe you'll make content for them. So I think that anybody who you've already worked with and you've liked and you've gotten good results for, you should just go back and just chat with them about it.
That's a good idea. I think the what's kind of I keep going back to the whole like $40 billo thing, right? Making
Yeah.
much money for the brand. And I almost feel like that needs to be like this embedded tagline in everyone's like brain that's doing this and saying like any one of your videos, right, could be potentially really big for the brand. So don't
Yeah.
sell yourself short, right? Go
Mm-hmm.
big, go big.
Mm-hmm.
What's the worst thing that can happen? They say no.
That's exactly. And I love that you said that. And you said that on I think the post that you just made today. And that's always what I like to tell people as often as I possibly can. And I probably say this a couple times in the course too, but it really is the worst thing they could say is no, which again, your ego gets in the way and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm the worst. They don't want to work with me. But sometimes it just doesn't, it's just not meant to be. I have worked with so many companies that I have initially, they've said no to me, and then they come back and they're like, yep, we're actually ready to work with you because of XYZ reason, and it aligns perfectly, right? So I think it's so important for anybody who's listening to this, is like, the worst thing they truly will say is no, we're not going to work with you right now. And you
They're
never
not
know.
going to be
Yeah,
mean.
they're typically not going to be mean. Most companies are really pleasant to work
Yeah.
with, especially if you're pleasant as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that getting over that initial fear and just realizing like most contractor, freelance type of businesses, it's really just a numbers game. Like you mentioned in the beginning, it's like it's a game, it's a numbers game. And the more you do it, like, I don't even know how many brands have said no to me in the last 3 years, hundreds, if not thousands. Like it's a numbers game, and then you're gonna find who you love working with, what niches you like working in, and it's only gonna go up from there. So I love that you already know that.
And I think too, from a Gen X perspective, though, right? We're not used to the ghosting game, right? It's
Yes.
a very foreign kind of concept for us because
Okay.
you called someone on the phone when you were like a teenager and, they're not ghosting you, right? Like they're just
Yeah.
not ghosting you. Like you don't get like, they don't not answer like you saw them in high school, you saw them in college, like you could walk up to them, right? So the
Yeah.
concept of ghosting is the weirdest thing. And
Mm-hmm.
it's what my generation kind of has to like not take personally. I
Mm-hmm.
don't hear from a brand and I'm just like, oh, they don't like me. Well, whatever. Like that, no, either they don't like me and they didn't like the communication, or they're not interested and they're moving
Mm-hmm.
on. So it's about kind of having a bit of a harder shell because we're all pretty sensitive. And especially if
Yeah.
you're my generation, you're going through menopause. So like another
Yeah.
layer of
Yeah.
sensitivity, you know?
True. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I wanted to ask you, what does your filming situation look like typically? Have you filmed where you're like in your workspace? Have you filmed at home? Like what are you typically doing and how does that look like for you?
Right. So this is my little I'm sitting at my desk in my attic right now. I had this
Oh,
done. So
amazing.
a lot of filming done here.
It looks great, by the way.
I do like a lot of my Zoom calls because I'm also a functional nutrition practitioner. So I have a lot of clients that I do via Zoom. So I want kind of like want that nice backdrop.
Yeah.
But you know, it's hilarious because my boyfriend's like, oh, I tripped over the ring light again and like basement now and it's it's in so it's like I'm trying to find places. I'm still a little oddly intimidated to film outside,
Mm-hmm.
like in
Normal. That's
public.
normal.
Like that's kind of like a bizarre, like I get very self-conscious.
Yeah.
um but wherever, car,
Mm-hmm.
bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
basement, yeah, wherever. I'll just
Yeah.
about finding the right lighting. I think that's the
Yep.
hardest part too. Like we're not I'm not a photographer, right? So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
really trained to like understand shadows and knowing all of that and then all the gadgets, right? Like I mean, I bought this little clip-on wireless mic and I'm like, how the hell do I turn this on? And like, and then it's from China. So like you're on like YouTube trying to find, follow someone who's explaining it to you, and you're like, I'm not figuring.
Totally. I can totally relate to that. Yeah. Do people have you filmed at your clinic before? Like where
Um, have I? Yeah, I mean, I've had
yeah.
patients on the table. I'm like, I'm gonna throw a needle in you, and we're gonna like film it, and they're like, okay. Listen, I see a lot of performers, right? So they're like,
Yeah.
perform. I'm like, could you just like lay down and be still and chill out and let me do my thing? This is
I love
not
it.
you. You don't have to be
Yeah,
on
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I love it. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I think a lot of people are intimidated by the filming process, which is like most of, what UGC is. So I always like to hear what people like Jolene has a whole studio in her house, which is not normal, right?
So does
So it's
Michael. Michael
well,
has
Michael,
too.
yeah, Michael. Oh yeah, he's got so much going on. I love Michael's so awesome. But yeah, I think it's so important to know like you don't have to have the perfect place, and you kind of find like I've even used like my sister's house when I had to do a UGC video that was more her like aesthetics, right, in her house compared to mine. So I love it. You're filming on your phone, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah, tripod.
Yeah, and I actually found this very cool the tripod that has the MagSafe on the one side.
Yes.
It- But what I did, I kind of put piece this together. I took the other side and I got one of those stick-on MagSafe little ring things,
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
so I stuck it on the other side so I can attach my vlogging camera.
Oh.
So this way I can have my phone when I'm doing my teleprompting, right?
Uh-huh.
Like use the vlogging camera as my teleprompter and I have them both on my selfies, my
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Because what they should have done when they made that thing was they should have had both sides magnetic.
Yeah, they should. Yeah.
So otherwise, you could maybe put like a magnetic light on there or something, right? So in order
Hmm.
to film that back camera, I mean, I'm not an actress. I can't memorize lines at all. Like it's
Yeah.
like I'll say something, I'll look and I'll be like, and it's gone, you know. So I've mastered the art of teleprompting.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, like that's what I had to do. So I can, act away while I'm reading the teleprompter for 20 minutes. I can do a teleprompt for it. But it's
Perfect.
it's a it's a learned thing, you know?
Yeah. Are you using the teleprompter app?
Yeah.
That one?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I feel
I
like
I
that's
know
the most
people use
popular one.
like CapCut or something. I've never used the teleprompter on CapCut, never.
Yeah. Do you edit on CapCut still?
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
I
Cool.
do.
Me too. Okay, that's
I
really
actually
cool.
took one of the things that you taught us. I think you were like, you like start at the action motion, like I
Yeah.
was you doing like your shoe thing. I like, where's the shoe thing she did, and
Yeah.
example. And I'm like, brilliant. So now every cut for me is like at an action scene and it
Uh-huh.
makes the whole thing flow really
The
well.
movement going on. Yeah. Totally. I love it. Are you okay, so I want to hear one of the last thing, couple last things. What you mentioned, sorry, there's sirens going on.
I can't hear
Um,
you.
you mentioned your goal, what'd you say, 10,000 a month with UGC. So what is that? What are your plans on doing that if you know, like if you have specific things? And then how do you see that kind of working into your like what you're currently doing? Like just adding that onto it or stepping a little bit more away from that, or what does that look like for you?
Yeah, that's a really hard question right now, considering the fact that I have to go find another office space for myself.
True.
So it's like I can't just dump my career and move into UGC, although there's part of me that really wants to, if I'm
Mhm.
being like really like soul honesty, like I love the creation part so much. Um, but I think just from I don't know if that money is going to stay consistent.
Mhm.
I don't know. And I'm thinking, is it a fluke that like my first 2 months were so big? Will it continue this way? I mean, I'm hoping so because I am gaining traction and I have some nice relationships with brands already. But I have to stick right now with what I know, and I think from a security space, right?
For
I think
sure.
I'm ready to let that go fully. I'll fully transition into the UGC space. But it's funny because my boyfriend says to me, "Are you UGCing again?" He'll see me on stage, he'll see me on Incense, he'll see me on all these other things.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, he's like, you're doing this full time. And it's like weird because it's creative for me. I don't consider it full time,
Yeah.
right? I still consider it kind of like fun. I
Mhm.
think maybe when you get to a point where you're like inundated and overwhelmed, it's not so fun anymore.
Mhm.
But I'm still having fun with it. And that was the other thing I was going to say about like using ChatGPT as like your psychologist and your negotiating tool.
Mhm.
And your like not legal advice, but like he does come up with some really good stuff like, hey, this was a total red flag. You might want to like, you know,
Yes.
investigate this. Um, I will literally, this is inbound comes in. I take the entire thing, I put it into chat, and I'll say, hey, I just got this inbound today. What are your thoughts?
I love it.
And he'll read it and he'll spit out all these things. And I'll say, and he'll be like, do you want me to reply? And I'm like, yes, please. He'll like come out with this, and I'm like, no M dashes, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
red flag. And and he'll rewrite it.
Yeah.
And I'll say, could you add in my rates in there or whatever? And literally like copy and paste it and throw it back in. So
Mhm.
it takes my ego out of the picture. It's almost like
Mhm.
I'm using him as my negotiating tool so
Mhm.
that I'm just kind of like I've got a manager and agent there, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a really great way because in the beginning I was like, I don't know if I can negotiate. I don't know
Yeah.
how to negotiate.
Mhm.
But I think using that as a tool to step back from the ego part makes it a lot less easier, right? It makes us a
Mhm.
lot, it's just anyway, so that's kind of like my plan is just to like roll with it and see
Yeah.
where, you know, I don't know how I got to 5,500. I don't know how I'm going to get to 10,000, but I just know that there's a huge opportunity out there. I'm going to just continue to do what I'm doing. I'm going to continue to say no more than I say yes, probably. I'm
Mhm.
going to step away with doesn't feel aligned to me, right? Because my whole life has been all about authenticity and integrity.
Mhm.
The other piece of all of this that I'm really finding icky in this world, I was on a thread the other day, and I've said this a lot in our Facebook chat. I'm a healthcare provider, so I can't just step up and do a anything on supplements, right? I'm also in the supplement world. I prescribe supplements to my patients.
Yeah.
I vet the companies that I use. I
Mhm.
can email them and say, hey, can you send me your lab report on this particular batch? I want to
Mm.
be able to see if what they're saying in their marketing is actually represented in their product. So I feel really sketchy. And when I see, I obviously can spot a UGC, creator
Yeah.
now, right? I see them all over with the supplements, and I'm thinking, you had 5-day turnaround on that supplement. There is
Mm-hmm.
no way you lost 10 pounds. There is no way your skin cleared up. There is no way you gained muscle mass. There is no way your hot flashes are gone. You are full of, right?
Mm-hmm.
I sit here and I'm like, oh my God, what is going to happen? Because if we're bound by FTC guidelines and rules and regulations, if God forbid one of those products goes south and causes cancer, disease, something 5 years from now, and your face was promoting that, you bet your bottom that there is going to be a line of legal issues that might point
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
So for that very reason, I am out when it comes to supplement brands. And the
Yeah.
problem
That
is
makes total sense.
a lot of them.
Oh
There's too
yeah, there I mean supplement, oh my gosh, even like on TikTok Shop, it's that is even the scarier world because it's just anybody who buys it and they're like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna make 20% commission." So, yeah, I have the only brand I actually had to stop working with was not quite a supplement, but it's one of those beverages like, like whatever, those mushroom coffee type of things who claim who they were make they were wanted to me to make so many claims and I'm like this literally this does not feel right at all. So that's a really good thing to point out to anybody who's listening to is like even if you have like this small gut feeling like that, oh, could they possibly get in trouble with this and I'm making these claims, don't ever do that. It's not worth it. It's not worth the 200 or 300 even $1,000.
it's like
Yeah, I love that
your
you said that.
online, right? Your whole life.
Hmm.
It's like, is it worth that
Yeah.
$200?
Yeah.
No, and they're all over like billow and incense, and it's literally
Hmm.
all supplements, 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 supplements. And it's like, I'm sorry, for $40 and for, a percentage of commission or whatever, not worth it. You know,
Hmm.
I did one thing, I think, on one or two supplement things on TikTok, and I was like, oh God, this doesn't feel
Yeah.
good. And
Yeah.
I can't.
For sure. Yeah, and I recently did a supplement one, but I've been using them for 4 years and they're
You know,
vetted and they're like so like they really have changed my life. So I think that when it's not that that whole, niche is off limits to anybody, it's just know who the heck you're making content for, read the contract, have a contract in place, and know that it's a legitimate company that does their own homework too. So
because
no,
I mean,
I love it said that.
the supplement industry is the wild, wild west. And
Mm-hmm.
you can literally buy your ingredients in bulk on Amazon, buy capsules, sit in your kitchen, fill the capsules, have
Oh
a
my gosh.
have a pretty bottle, print out your own labels, put up a beautiful website, and there's your supplement. So how do you know where these are coming from?
Yeah,
It's not safe.
that's crazy.
And
Yeah.
then if you're attaching your face and your name to that, it's just,
Mm-hmm.
that's the one thing that scares me the most about this industry, right? I
Mm-hmm.
actually
Mm-hmm.
read, I think it was on X or something, some man had said like, I'll do supplements all day long. Just pay me. I don't care if they don't work.
Oh
And I
dear.
thought, GP
Mm-hmm.
hurting people. And
Mm-hmm.
that's, I mean, as a healthcare provider, that's against my entire ethos. So
Yes, of
I can't
course.
feel
Yeah,
something that could potentially hurt someone.
totally. Yeah, no, I'm glad you said that. Are you what did like you have this whole chat has been so amazing. And I feel like you are just coming from such a place of like confidence. And that's also how I felt with like Jolene. She just was like, I know my worth and this is the mindset behind it too. Like, do you have like the biggest advice like what's your biggest advice for people who are like not started UGC yet but are like thinking about it and especially like Gen Xers or people that are 40s, 50s, 60s. What like words of encouragement maybe could you give?
I have to go back to, there is a place for all of us. All of us. Whether you have a scar, whether you have crazy hair, whether you're thin, you're heavy, you're whatever, it doesn't matter. There is a place for all of us. And I think that we have to deprogram ourselves from thinking that we have to be perfect, because being human is so far from being perfect, right? So far from being perfect. If we were perfect, we would be paid actors, right? We would go to acting school. We would be on the Hollywood screen. That is not who you need to compare yourself to. Just do it. Do it, film it, say it. If you hate it, erase it, splice it, learn CapCut, overlays. There's so many things. If you hate what you just said, but you like the video, take the audio out and go voiceover on it. Like, that's the thing. There's so much room to play. Play. I think that's the biggest piece. Have fun with it,
Yeah.
right? When we get into our heads the fact it's a job, or that we're now getting paid for it, which means it has value to it. When that's the case, I think you also then have to say, but I'm also valued here, right? And that's where the go big or go home, right? Don't be afraid of the no. Throw it out there. Try it, right? I'm trying all these like new video things I'm learning from all these young kids on Instagram. Do like fun little stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is great. And then when I get to a UGC gig, I'm like, I don't even do it because I don't need, like I'm learning all these fun transitions. But
Yeah.
like I get to that and I'm like, brakes on, let me stay traditional, you
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I just think it's really, especially my generation, we're
Hmm.
kind of in this space of like, we can't do what the kids do, we can't do what the 20 and 30-year-olds do. Our bodies are different, our faces are different. What do we have to lose?
Hmm.
Nothing to lose, and
I
everything.
love it. I love
And
it. Thank you for saying that. Yes.
world out there of
Yeah.
UGC.
Yeah. And I think that it's like, it's too what I have found, like, this just that gets me fired up is it has kind of like you, like, it's kind of this new chapter that was like out of the blue, like not even on so many people's radar, that it can be like this new invigorating pursuit. And like I think that a lot of lifelong learners too love to pursue UGC in these two generations. It's like, oh, I want to keep learning. Like no matter how old I am, I want to keep learning and pushing myself and like stretching my mind, my body. And I think that UGC can be that perfect place to do it because there's pressure obviously, but it's this new thing that so many people just previously didn't even know was available to them, and now they're not only making money, obviously we all should be making money with UGC if we're pursuing it, but it's this new chapter and this new skill set that is so exciting. And I love that you say have fun with it because that's something I really try to remind people as often as I can is like just give yourself some grace and also have fun with it. Otherwise, it is going to become like another job that maybe you didn't like before, and it's going to take that fun out of it, which then is just going to slow you down. So I love it. I'm just so I'm so happy for you. And congratulations on everything. I just think it's amazing. And there's no reason why it'll only go up from here. So I'm very, very excited for you.
I believe that. And I just, for you to be, not to, say that you're young, but you are young, right, in your life at the
Yeah.
moment. And what you've created, it's like, it reminds me of like the butterfly effect, right? That
Yeah.
ripple effect. And that's what I had emailed you that time. I was like, what you created and how many lives you've touched has been an extraordinary thing. So like you have a gift, and I'm so grateful, and I think we're all grateful. And the community itself, inside of our Facebook group, I was telling my boyfriend this the other day. I'm like, you don't understand. He's like, are those people real? Like he doesn't even have social media, okay, so he like doesn't think anything's
Yeah,
real.
yeah,
Girl, it's made up. And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, these people really exist. I'm
Yeah.
like, I've heard about the success of this person. He's like, oh, I read about that, and there's no way they're that successful. I'm like, they are. And what's funny is like I used to watch TikTok all the time, and like you'd see those videos of like, the couple, and the one couple's like, hey babe, guess how much I made today?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the significant other is like $20, and they're like $50 more.
I
So
love
sometimes
those.
I do that to him. I'm like, hey babe, guess how much I made this week? He's like, I don't know at this point. I'm like, we made $5,000 last month. And he was like, what? So it's just
I love it.
and that's what he says to me now. It's like, if it wasn't for you and seeing the success, I wouldn't believe anybody else.
Oh my gosh.
True. It's true. There's people out there
Yeah.
with a lot of money and it's really
Yeah.
great. We can be part of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
I
anyway,
love
that's
it.
what's so great about our group. And it's
Yeah.
so, I am so inspired by everyone. Everyone
Oh.
has like the best stories and they come from it from such different angles. And the
Mm-hmm.
learning, right? The support and the learning we
Oh
get,
yeah.
it's awesome.
Good.
It-
I'm so glad you found it that way. That's what my hope was always for it. So I love it. And yeah, I love how much you post again. Don't stop, please. It's amazing and it's always so inspiring. Like it's just cool to see, because obviously I could yap about this all day, right, on TikTok and everything, but it's really, really good to see so many people that are like doing the work and getting the UGC deals of all backgrounds and ages. It's just inspiring for not only me, but so many people who haven't even started. So I love it. I
Well,
appreciate you.
thank you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
of
Really.
course.